Hello YouTube! When Intel unveiled their latest HX CPU platform, MSI was soon to follow with the Titan GT77. Up until Intel's 10th gen CPUs, the Titan sat at the top of the laptop food chain, being a big, fat, chunky desktop replacement. The new Titan is still exactly that, but with a significantly slimmed down chassis that still holds the fastest hardware currently available for mobile computing in a way that actually creates a compelling product for the hardcore gamer or for the people that just need to bring that much power with them wherever they go. With the GT77, MSI spared no expense, and our review unit is equipped with Intel's new flagship CPU, the 24-core 12900HX, a 175 watts beast of an RTX 3080 Ti, 64GB of DDR5 RAM across 4 DIMM slots, and 4 1TB NVMe drives in 4 SSD slots, from which one is already PCIe Gen 5 enabled. While our review unit comes with the 360Hz FullHD-Display, there's a 4K 120Hz version available as well, which would, of course, be the much more exciting option for 3D artists, video editors or other creative types that would use this puppy more for work than entertainment. Despite the powerful hardware and the Titan name, the GT77 is actually reasonably thin for a desktop replacement. It does, however, take over a lot of space due to the cooling wizardry MSI put towards the back behind the display. While the 17-inch laptop is almost entirely made from plastic, it feels premium enough, and I certainly wouldn't want to carry this thing around if it was made from metal. Since this is marketed towards gamers, you can find your fair share of controllable RGB lights around the chassis and the keyboard area. It can look quite tasteful, especially the moving glow within the cooling vents, even if you as a user will barely see it yourself. While the overall construction is very solid, the lid feels a little flimsy in comparison, and in my unit there's the ever so slight creaking noise when adjusting the screen's position. When it comes to ports, MSI is doing the desktop replacement idea justice. The Titan is loaded with all the ports you would need, and all of them are up to the latest standards. On the left you can find the power connector, 2 USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 ports and a full-size SD card reader, as well as the audio combo port. On the right you get 2 Thunderbolt 4 USB-C ports, another USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 port, HDMI 2.1, mini display port and a 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet jack. While the SD card reader is a welcome addition, we would have wished it would have the same quality as the rest of the I/O, since it doesn't even offer average transfer rates. In wireless communication, the GT77 might not top the charts during our tests, but it can easily keep up with the competition and offers solid transfer rates in both 5 GHz and 6 GHz networks. In the maintenance, or rather the upgrade area, the chunky gaming laptop offers a lot. After prying open the bottom panel, you have access to 4 DIMM slots that can be outfitted with up to 128 GB of DDR5 RAM, making the Titan exceptionally qualified for RAM-intensive tasks on the go. If you want to take your entire game library with you, or if you want all of your video footage on hand, you have access to 4 NVMe SSD slots. I use the Titan for the past few weeks as my daily driver instead of my desktop, and having access to all of our video footage without having to resort to external drives is really quite something. The GT77 is one of the first laptops on the market that come with Cherry's new low-profile mechanical switches. And if you are into mechanical keyboards, it can hardly get any better than this in a mobile device. The switches are nice and clicky without being annoying for your loved ones or your co-workers. They also provide excellent tactile feedback in typical mechanical fashion and are a joy to use for both games and typing. Users have to be aware that only the main keyboard area gets the Cherry treatment, whereas the numblock, arrow keys and function row get traditional membrane switches. The trackpad is big enough for a gaming laptop and offers solid functionality and satisfying clicks. The new Titan comes with 2 display options. While the 360Hz Full HD option is exceptional for fast games with its insane response times, the 4K 120Hz is better suited for slower story-driven games, or if you also want to use the GT77 for work, since it offers a clearer image with much better color gamut coverage. While the 4K display gets reasonably bright at around 400 nits, the Full HD option tops out at 300 nits. Both panels could do better in terms of contrast, and the lower res screen also lags a little when it comes to brightness distribution. Color reproduction is absolutely fine for the Full HD gaming display, and the 4K option is venturing into professional territory. With almost 100% coverage for both sRGB and DCI-P3 and 86% Adobe RGB with a delta E of just 0.6 after our manual calibration, the higher res panel is well suited for color grading video footage or even professional and color critical photo editing work. Alright folks, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Intel's new i9-12900HX. The new chip is actually very similar to Intel's mainstream desktop flagship, the i9-12900K, and offers the same combination of 8 performance cores with hyperthreading and 8 efficiency cores for background tasks. MSI gives the chip a lot of juice to properly flex its muscles inside the Titan and lets it run at up to 125 watts sustained in extreme performance mode. With that much power available, the Titan sits comfortably at the very top of our performance charts and gets actually quite close to its desktop product. Our Cinebench loop that is designed to provoke throttling shows no dips in performance, so it seems like MSI did a great job when they engineered the cooling solution in the GT77. If you want to see for yourself how the HX i9 eats every other mobile CPU for breakfast, please head over to our written review. My colleague Wifi tested the Titan thoroughly, and you can find all of his benchmark results on our website through the link in the description below. While the Titan comes with the before mentioned array of NVMe slots and even lets one of them run on the PCIe Gen 5 standard, the lack of any cooling for these drives resulted in fluctuating performance when pushing the drives for longer. If this is something you will encounter during regular use, depends on your use case, but it is something to be aware of. While DPC latencies are fine when using Optimus, they are unusable for real-time audio or video workflows when only using the dedicated GPU. But apart from that, the Titan offers amazing everyday system performance, which is to be expected given the powerful core components. With such a powerful CPU, it is only fair that MSI opted for the fastest GPU available for mobile devices as well. As we told you guys time and time again, how fast a GPU is in a laptop depends on its given power budget. The 3080 Ti in the Titan is right up there, running at Nvidia's maximum of 175 watts and therefore topping out charts once again. As a big surprise to absolutely no one, this makes for an amazing real-world gaming experience. It doesn't matter if you go for the Full HD or the 4K panel, the GT77 is able to drive them both without a problem. If you primarily play fast-paced shooters, the 360Hz panel should be your preferred option. While you will have a hard time reaching the native refresh rate, the panel's ultra-fast response times make everything feel instant and extremely responsive. With some careful balancing in the settings, you can easily reach 200 FPS or more in some popular competitive multiplayer titles. If you are more into eye candy, the 4K panel should be your pick. Even in very demanding games, the Titan can deliver, and with DLSS, even ray-traced games are playable in the native resolution. And with the option to drop the resolution to QHD, you can even take advantage of the 120Hz native refresh rate. Cooling that beast of a GPU and a 24-core CPU can't be done silently. The Titan comes with 4 fans and a massive array of heatsinks and heat pipes. As with any other powerful gaming or content creation laptop, this thing can get very loud when pushed to its limits, but the fan noise is tuned very well without any annoying undertones. While the GT77 behaves quite well in idle scenarios, you definitely want to have your headphones nearby for your next gaming session. But overall, the fan noise is actually not that unbearable considering the available performance. Especially the balanced mode offers a great compromise between noise and performance. During our stress test, the Titan can maintain up to 250 watts to the CPU and GPU combined. With full load on both chips, core clocks and power draw for the two main components are fluctuating to keep up with the temperature and the available power. In real world scenarios, the clocks and power draw behavior is much more stable, and when it comes to gaming, CPU only workloads or combined load, for example in video editing, the Titan is well tuned. While the GT77 isn't really designed to be used on battery, the runtimes are actually quite decent, especially compared to other high-end gaming systems. It won't get anywhere close to the AMD equipped ROG Zephyrus Duo 16, but with almost 7 hours in our standard Wi-Fi test, you can easily use the Titan for light work scenarios away from the wall. Alright folks, let's wrap it up. The Titan GT77 is very much a performance showcase for Intel's new HX platform. While it does have some shortcomings in some general areas like the mediocre webcam, heat issues with the NVMe drives, and a slow SD card reader, this puppy is all about performance. And in this regard, it is really a proper, uncompromising desktop replacement. For the competitive edge, the Full HD panel option should please even the most hardcore gamer, and with the much more versatile and actually much better 4K panel, the 17-inch gaming laptop turns into a proper work machine as well. 3D artists, for example, will love the beefy 3080 Ti. And for me as a video editor and retoucher, the massive amount of RAM and storage options alongside the powerful core components are simply amazing. All of this has its price though, and while our review units are seeded by Intel internationally and don't have an exact price tag, get ready to shell out more than $5,000 for a similarly equipped model. That would be it for today. Thanks a ton for watching, and please help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. My name is Alex, you have been amazing, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Take care.